under if they even try to rent it out because the rent in there is less than $500-$600 than what they would be paying for mortgage.
Oh wow, wow,
Yeah,
wow.
you see what I'm saying? So they're literally upside down. That's why they're like, we need to sell it because where they're stationed at in Miami, they're paying 2,800, 3,200 for rent
So
just to get there.
they got two house payments going on right now.
Correct, and that's why he's like, I need to sell it or I need to rent it, so at least I'm not losing every month as bad, or I need to sell it and just kind of cut a check as long as it's
Hmm.
not a big check.
Yeah, and you don't think it's no way that I could potentially boost up that rent?
I mean, there's potential, yes, but
Mhm.
I'd rather have you deal directly with them and explain it because, like I said, I know what you're trying to accomplish. I don't know your algorithms or what you would want to do as far as purchase price because
Mhm.
I know when most people do like 60% or what is it like 70% what it ends up being as far
Nah,
as total.
nah. If I actually purchase the property sub two, then I'm just gonna take over the loan. So I purchase at whatever
Okay.
y'all potentially have it listed at.
Yep.
I would pay your commissions, and then it looks like they don't have any equity in the property, so I may be
No.
able to give them a couple of $1,000, and I would
Yeah.
just be responsible for actually making those loan payments. So
Okay.
we actually use a third party servicing company. So
Okay.
we make our payments to the third party servicing company, and they make the payments to the
Got,
mortgage.
got you.
Um,
Keep going over there.
so we actually do that to actually protect sellers. So and we also do what's called a deed in lieu of foreclosure. So
Yep.
say if I get hit by a bus or abducted by aliens or no longer on the planet, then I I miss a payment on that 31st day, the property will actually be deeded back to them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Without them actually having to go through the foreclosure process and stuff like that. So we definitely put those types of safeguards in place for sellers. Um, I may be putting my cart a little bit ahead. um, I may have the cart in front of the horse right now.
Okay.
I know that you are looking to reduce the price, and hopefully you can get a little bit of traction and some offers and stuff like that on the property. But if you can't, what I would like to do is maybe potentially follow up with you in like a week or so to
Yeah.
kind of see how that process is going, because like I
Okay.
said, for me, what I want to do is I'll do a little bit more research on the property also to see if
Okay.
I could potentially rent it out just for a little bit more than that their mortgage is. Do you know how much their PITI is on this property?
No.
All
I
right.
know. I know all. Let's see. I know I just had all my stuff written down the other day. I
Mm-hmm.
do know all in there around that 2,500 mark.
2,500 a month on
Yeah.
just on this one particular house.
Correct.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah, that's super
That's why
high.
I told him I was like, and I know market rent value over there is like around that. I mean, stretching is 2,000, but like it should be around 1,800.
Yeah,
1819 is like tough.
yeah. But man, I still want to do some research on the property and see if there's any way that we could potentially help them out, because I know those two mortgage payments is actually going to pretty much just kill them.
Yeah, the military's looking at them funny. They're like, we ain't paying for all this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So,
I told them to give me because I was going to another open house this week. I
uh-huh.
mean, they don't. Again, I don't want them to take too big of a loss because they literally have to cut a check regardless.
Yeah, they're taking a
But
haircut on this one.
correct. And then, but I told them I was like, give me another open house. Give me to the end of next this month, and then next we'll start trying to rent it out. So at least they're not losing so bad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, what's your email, bro? So I can at least send you over kind of what I was thinking about. Us
Okay.
purchase a sub two offer, and
Okay.
like I say, I just follow up with you in maybe about a week to kind of see how it's going and see if you able to get some traction on the property.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. It's David does deals with a Z at Gmail.
Deals with a Z at
Gmail.
Gmail. All right. So what I have is David does deals with a Z at gmail.com.
Correct.
All right, so awesome, bro. Like I said, man, my name is Dion Lewis. I'm with Amazing Home Offers. I'm about to send that sub 2 offer over to you right now, and
Yeah.
I
Make sure your contact and stuff on there too, and I'll plug you in.
yes sir, yes sir. So and I'll just follow up with you in like about a week, man, after you had that
All right.
open house and can kind of get a couple more people in there.
Sounds good.
All right, man. Thank you too. I sincerely appreciate you.
All good, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, before I let you go, man, do you have any other properties that I should be taking a look at?
I do, but I don't think they'd be open to anything like that. They're just trying to sell outright, and I know that the market value, maybe what you would try to spend, isn't what, like, all my listings right now, like, people are trying to get the most out of it.
Yeah.
So it'd be tough to even get them into, like, any type of deal where they're, like, half marketing it or, like, coming off the top too much. So this one just might be, but I know the prices are high. So.
Yeah, because like man, as you know, with these interest rates rising, man, we still have some we still buying cash, but
Yeah.
we got a couple of fix and flips that we had sitting on the market, man, that we took a little bit of haircuts on and stuff like that too. So definitely understand that because we definitely are still buying cash, but we having to buy them deeper.
Yep, I understand.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get that email over to you right now, man. And like I said, I appreciate you, and I'll follow up with you in about a week.
All right, sounds good, yeah.
All right. Bye.
All right.
All right. So with this property right here, it is a potential deal. The seller is in extreme pain. You see, they actually paying two mortgages. So they paying a mortgage in Miami and they paying this mortgage right here on the beach. The only thing is I need to look at his information, his loans and stuff like that, and see exactly how much they're paying a month on here and how much I could potentially rent the property out for. A strategy that I could potentially use on this property is excuse me, is doing what we call a wrap. So what it is would be I would purchase this property sub 2 or subject to the existing financing. So we'll just leave his bank loan in place. It'll stay in his name, and then we'll just be responsible for making the payments. That's how we would actually acquire the property, and then I would turn around and I sell it on seller finance. So I would sell it to somebody else. I would boost the purchase price up, make them bring a significant down payment, and then make them pay a couple of $100 more than what I am paying to the mortgage company. So that is one particular way that we can actually dispose this property. He said that's in an HOA and they only do long-term rentals. So that kind of knocked out a couple of the strategies that I would use, especially on the beach, man. I could potentially turn this property into an Airbnb, or I could turn it into like a corporate rental where we would rent it to like traveling nurses and doctors and stuff like that. But he is saying because of the HOA restriction that they only allow 60-day rentals, 60-day rentals or more. So kind of cut me off at the knees a little bit with a good bit of the exit strategies that we could potentially use for the property. But we're gonna see, because like he said,
Whoa. What exactly is that HOA?
That's a home owners association. So they're like the policing body of the neighborhood, and they're the ones who dictate like the length of the grass or something. In certain HOAs, they restrict you to like color of the house, that the houses can be painted. They just have all of these restrictions and bylaws that whoever lives in that area is supposed to abide by. So like no cars sitting up on blocks in the yard and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm about to do right now is I'm about to send this guy an email, just essentially telling him our offer. Um, he says one of the good things about it. He says that he's familiar for with actually doing yeah, with sub tools and stuff like that. So
And he talked like he was about to give you the owner's information, man, at one point.
yeah.
Well, like you would have to talk to him about it. I thought he was about to give you contact.
Yeah, we definitely gonna we're gonna do that. Most likely, if this is something that we can potentially sub to, and we'll just jump on a three-way on the phone with him and his client so that we can more adequately explain to them what the process would look like. All right, so his name is David, and the property is right here. So copy.